Good evening, ladies and lesbians, and welcome to the Kinsey Six at home for the holidays with the Kinsey Six, America's favorite Dragapella Beautyshop Quartet. Now, please welcome to the stage the Kinsey Six.
Wow, what a beautiful stage you guys have set.
Happy
Happy
holidays,
holidays,
ladies!
ladies.
Gosh, this is thrilling.
Everyone,
Oh, this is so
hi.
thrilling.
Hi.
Look at all of you girls.
Naked men.
Oh,
naked
that's so
men.
subtle, Angel. I'm
Yeah.
so glad you wore that.
I'm just fluffing my skirt.
Oh, look at you. You all look so festive.
Why, thank you.
Oh, goodness. Well, hello, folks out there. We'll wait a couple minutes for stragglers to log in and people to figure out how in the hell Facebook Live works. And once we get settled, we'll get on with the evening because we've got so much in store for you. I'm thrilled. I'm going to wet my pants. I'm glad I wore a diaper. Oh, girls,
You and Giuliani both.
This is so exciting. You can get the live stream on our Facebook page, on the Facebook event. I think both of them have them going. It's very exciting. But we're here on Zoom, and it sounds like we have a few people saying hello. Lisa, Brian, Lynn, Edith. Oh, hello to all of you out there in the dark. Well, we are here at home, of course. We're not on the road. Normally, we'd be doing Oy Vey in a Manger, our big hit holiday show. But here we are at home. So what do you say, girls? Shall we get underway? And people who are late, tough titties? All right, well, welcome, folks. We're here at home with the Kinsey Six for a very special show. We are celebrating the launch of the CD QUARANTUNES, which we released back in October, and now we have a CD for all of you. So it's a great Hanukkah gift, it's a great Christmas gift, and it's a great New Year's gift to piss off anybody in your world. So we're here tonight. We have some fabulous new content to show you, including some new music videos, some very exciting announcements that we're thrilled to make. And the girls are going to be talking about everything that you ask us. So ask us questions in the comments on the Facebook Live, and we'll be taking note. And we'll get to them if we like your question enough. So let's get rolling, girls.
Yes,
enough. What's new?
Oh.
Well, I have to say that quarantine this year in the holidays, it's been as busy as ever. It's surprising, even though we're not touring, we Kinseys have been working to the bone, bringing you guys all the content that we possibly can. And we've been working very hard making new music. Obviously, you know about our album, but we've got some other surprises in store. And I will zip my lip about exactly what that stuff is, just to say that we've been working and working and working. And I can't be more excited and privileged to be doing this for all of you. The truth is, artists around the world have been so hit by this pandemic in a very terrible way. And it is a privilege to be able to continue doing our art and have an audience absorbing our art. And for that, I must profusely apologize.
Thank you, Trixie.
And Privilege is one of the songs on the album.
Oh, it is. You're right, it is. It's a lovely original song on the album. So yes. Oh, and Roof Hanukkah to you too, Shelley.
Hi, Shelley. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who the fabulous Shelley Wise is, she is our longtime friend and agent. And she is just a wonderful presence, lives all the way back in New York City. We love you, Shelley.
Hope you're well, honey. Angel, darling, how are you doing? What are your holiday plans? What's new?
I'm sorry, was that to me?
Yes, darling.
I was too busy talking to myself. I'm sorry. Oh, well, actually, I've been doing a lot of baking recently because my mom loves to bake and she makes Christmas cookies for all of her friends. So I decided that since I was stuck home for quarantine, that I would do some baking. So I made this really special batch of brownies that I'm very, very proud of. But I wanted to share them appropriately. So I decided to go, I had some errands to run. So I was out running errands and I looked and I saw some volunteers working at a Toys for Tots drop-off box. And I thought, perfect. So I brought the brownies to them and I said, these are really special brownies for really special volunteers like you. So I hope you enjoy them. And off I went and I did my errands. And on my way home, I thought, you know what? I'll stop back at the Toys for Tots place just to see if they like the brownies. And when I got back there, lo and behold, boy, did they enjoy those brownies. I mean, two guys were playing with Nerf guns. All the toys were everywhere. There was a woman having a conversation with a teddy bear, really intense, but everybody had a smile on their face. So I guess it did the trick.
Oh,
You got him baked?
I got him something.
Oh boy.
That's very generous of you, Angel, to spread your way of life to the children of the world.
Well, she spread
Absolutely.
something, and as long as it's not coronavirus, I say do it, sister.
well, girls.
Not much else to do in Maryland, that's for sure.
Well, girls, I've been pretty busy this holiday season. I've been, I mean, I've just been going out I'm out here in the Midwest, and there's a lot of rural areas and a lot of reindeer running around. So we've been playing a lot of reindeer games. It's a lot like the Hunger Games, but it's me with Don Trump Jr. And we just go out hunting reindeer.
Well, be careful with that.
Yes.
I would.
So you're friends with Don Jr., eh?
What? No, it's just a friendly competition.
I see.
I see.
I don't think that's the kind of snow that he's into, Trampolina.
Turn around. I want to see if there are hoof marks on your back.
Oh dear.
No, I think you're good.
I think
But
she's
Winnie,
good.
what have you been up to all these days?
Well, I have to say quite a bit. I've been stocking up on potatoes to make oodles of latkes this next week, and remarkably, it's nice to be in a place where there's a lot of potatoes to be had this time of year. Being in the undisclosed location that I am in the Midwest, it's a hint. It's not Skokie, so you got to improvise to celebrate the eight nights of miracles. So I've been doing that since we wrapped up our recording for Quarantunes and promoting it. But I have to say, and if you don't mind me taking a moment, girls, I'm thoroughly confused. See, I thought we were doing a site-specific reading of Oy Vey in a Manger. So I went and I found this stable, and there's pygmy goats. So I don't know what the hell to do now. I guess I'm stuck with these pygmy goats. Thankfully, there's a warming light there. So, you know.
Winnie, Ida would like to know where your manger is.
Well, it's in an undisclosed location in the Midwest, you nosy bitch. So, you know, I'll make it work here. It's cozy. It's a little itchy. And I might be joining that goat in the corner there because Peter Finkelstein here is a little gassy, if you know what I mean. He's a little Rudy Giuliani.
Robin Werner says that it's a nice background, and she's actually very familiar with your background.
I'm sure you are, Robin. Anyway, it's very cozy here, and I'm sure I'll get used to it. But I otherwise have been very fine, and I'm thrilled to see you all here tonight. So thank you for that question, Ida. That's where my manger is. I'm bereft that we're not doing the reading of Oy Vey in a Manger. We did a lot of rehearsing for that, but I'll make it work. So yes. So here we are, folks.
Have you been rehearsing with those pygmy goats, Winnie?
Been rehearsing? Yeah. Believe it or not, that one's a great fill-in for Angel. Who knew? So it's just like being with Rachel too, frankly. She keeps bleeding for her boyfriend. It's quite the frightening scene. So we're very excited tonight. As you know, we have launched the CD of our album Quarantunes. It's our 10th album with fabulous 16 tracks on it, and there are so many to choose from that are favorites. So if you have bought and listened to Quarantunes out there, folks, please tell us what are your favorite tracks on Quarantunes. We'd love to hear it. And
did you
we
say
also
that we have a physical CD available now, Winnie?
do.
What?
Yes, we do.
What does it look like?
It looks like this.
Oh, wow. It's so
For
pretty. I hope I get my own
$15.
copy in the mail.
Yes, you can.
Do I have to order mine, girls?
You do.
Yes.
You have to order yours.
And
Okay.
lucky you,
Yourself.
Trampolina, you get to pay 5 times the amount as everyone else.
Yay!
Yes.
Just for you.
It's gorgeous. And
Look
it's
at
look at that. Look at that. Look at that. It's got a big hole in it. Isn't that exciting? Thank you, Trixie. Thank you for showing us your glorious hole.
Don't you love my big hole, girls?
Yes.
The big hole
Amen.
in the middle.
What do you stick in that thing?
Oh, it's
Oh.
my blue screen. That's why the
fun with green screens, folks.
Put it in front of yourself.
There you
There
oh,
we
there it is. That's more reasonable.
Kind of help.
Winnie, MB would like to know sour cream or applesauce.
For my latkes, applesauce always. I've never been a big fan of sour cream, MB, I gotta say. But
I like
always
both.
sour
MB,
cream. Always
I like both. I mean, why do you have to choose one over the other? Why can't you have everything that
you
you
can do both. You can do both, and there's some fabulous plant-based sour creams. I just put some in a baked potato soup this past weekend. Mm.
There might be
Actually,
other. So the
Darlings, in addition to the album, we also have
questions that
Quarantunes merchandise. You see this gorgeous artwork that Trampolina designed? Well, you can get that on t-shirts, and you can get that on and tote bags and phone cases. It's why and mugs. The mugs are gorgeous. The mugs have actually been a big hit. A lot of people have been buying those. They're beautiful. You can buy those at kinsey6.com/quarantunes.
What are those?
Merchandise, darling.
No, what were the merchandise pieces items you were just talking about?
Oh,
T-shirts and mugs and tote bags.
And bears, oh my.
Oh my.
I was just wanting you to say mugs again so I could mug for the camera.
Oh yes, there are mugs. Yes.
Mugs.
Yes.
You
And
guys,
you can
comedy suffers a lot on a Zoom call.
it does, doesn't it? What was the joke you were setting up?
Timing is
Wah, wah,
Oh,
wah.
goodness gracious.
everything.
Well, we'll be taking questions all night. I think it's time for some excitement. What do you say, girls?
Ooh,
Yes,
Um,
let's get excited.
I've been
Let's do
excited
some
for
excitement.
hours.
and I just
What's
can't
the first
hide
exciting
it.
one? Oh, yes. So we're going to tease you all out there in the dark. So on our album, Quarantunes, the big finale of it is one of my favorite tracks. It's called Good Ventilation. And it's a fabulous, fabulous parody. It's a Beach Boy parody that is a wild-ass song. We talked about it a lot at our release party about over a month ago. But it's a crazy, crazy song that Brian Wilson wrote. And Benjamin Schatz, who is our original Rachel and founded the Kinsey Six, of course, he did a brilliant parody called Good Ventilation, which is going to be pretty timely for a while. So we were very thrilled to make it. It's musically so fun to do, and we have made a music video for it, and we are going to give you just the tip tonight. So take it away, Trampolina.
Put it in.
Yay! Here we go.
I love the colorful masks you wear. When they're left in sunlight, there's no virus there. When you're inside, please take my word. Open windows when you circulate the air. We need good air circulation so we can avoid stagnation. Let's protect our respiration. Fresh air dilutes exhalation. Good ventilation.
We gotta have air filtration.
Good ventilation.
Safeguard your inhalation.
Oh, I can't wait for that video to come out. That's
I
Wow.
can't either.
You look so beautiful, almost as beautiful as me. That was
Who
amazing.
does?
And
Oh.
Trixie, you must have had whitening done. Those two pearly whites are gorgeous.
Oh, the pearly whites? How did you know I did it down there? Oh, yes.
Actually,
Not your-
Trixie, has Joe Biden called you yet about being the ambassador to the United Nations?
No, am I going to be the ambassador?
I really
Am
think
being
you should.
trotted around the world to be handed off from man to woman to corporation, anything available. I am here for the United States. Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I work for you. I do, as long as you pay me.
I'm so glad you're doing your duty. Well, I thank you for that. Now we are teasing the video. We do have a full music video, but we're not we're not ready to release it yet. No. And we'll tell you why. Because we have lots of other things we're going to be releasing, and we want to drag out the sale of Quarantunes for as long as humanly possible to get as much money out of all of you. No, really, it's an exciting album. And the Quarantunes video is delicious. You can get that and 15 other tracks at
Girls, I have a
Kinsey6.com/quarantune.
question for you. Now that you have absorbed Quarantunes for a couple weeks now, do you have a new favorite from the album?
For all of us? Is that a question for all of us, dear?
Sure. Anyone who's willing to answer.
Oh,
My new favorite. Well, oh, you said from the album.
Yeah.
No, see, I've listened to it so many times. I would listen to almost anything else at this point. Gregorian chant sounds great.
Oh, I can recommend a few.
Yeah, understandable.
You know, I have to say, good ventilation is great, and it's even though I always get it stuck in my head, I know why, because there's so many different musical feelings and textures to it. It feels like 5 different songs.
It's Brian Wilson's fault.
So I blame Brian Wilson.
yeah.
So that one's a favorite because it's always in my head. But yeah, they're all pretty fantastic. The Kinsey6 theme song actually is pretty remarkable. I think it's so good. It's such a fun song, and I love what we've done with it. It's a brilliant fun piece to perform and to record.
Yeah.
So we have some new news, folks. As you may know, Quarantunes is our 10th album, but we have 9 other albums that we have recorded, including the previous album, our 9th album, 8 is Enough. Now, all of our 9 CDs and all 5 of our DVDs are currently on sale for half off. So the CDs are $7.50 each, and the DVDs are $10 each. Now, that sale was supposed to close tomorrow, but miracle of miracles, we're going to extend it for 8 more nights, and it's going to finish on at the end of Hanukkah. So it's going to finish through December 18th. So there's a little more time to save a little money, and you may not get it during Hanukkah, but this is a fucked up year, so you'll get it when you get it. So go ahead, go to our website, kinsey6.com/store, and stock up on all of our old media. There's some great stuff there. Buy up as much as you can and send it out, and we'll send it out to you. And buy Quarantunes, that's full price, and you're welcome. So, and we'll pack it on in there. So that sale is extended through the 18th. You're welcome. So it looks like we have a few stuff coming in. Ida loves Scalia. I'm sorry, Ida. Lynn loves Social Distance. That is the song that kicked it all off.
Actually, girls, can I say I do actually have a new favorite, and because last time we talked, it was the week before the election. I think my favorite song is Now Tomorrow.
Oh, yes.
You know,
Wow.
I have to say that too. While we were constructing some future projects and reviewing all the music and videos, the music of Tomorrow and the words of it was just really striking me in a different way. Because instead of wishing for it, now it's a wish fulfillment song. We actually wished for something and it fucking happened. Oh, can we say that on Facebook Live? But yes, we
you can.
did it. Ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between, we did it. Thank you all for your hard work making it happen. Of course, we're still continuing to make sure that Joe Biden gets in there and Trump and his cronies do some really insane things. But, you know, the election matters, and the continuing work of making sure that voting rights are extended to all people who are eligible. And we just made it happen. And we're going to continue making it happen. Make sure in the Georgia Senate that you Republicans vote in November. The rest of us vote in January.
Yes.
I got Georgia on my mind until January.
A hen sister. Yes, Georgia is going to be very important, folks. So if you're looking for some advice on what to do with your money that you're not throwing into a multitude of campaigns, you can send them to Fair Fight, of course. That's Stacey Abrams' organization that's doing a lot of work in Georgia. And you can also just give money to Kinsey6 too. So that is exciting. And Trixie, I'm glad you brought up Tomorrow. It is a great song. It's a fun one. It is It's a beautiful song. It has those 2 key changes in it that are just so incredible. If you haven't seen the
So
video,
aggressive.
folks, it's beautiful. It's
It's
stunning.
aggressive in its optimism.
It is. Did you say aggressive in its optimism or
Yes, it
impressive?
is. It's aggressive in its optimism.
It is aggressively optimistic, and I love it.
Oh, we have a comment here. Filleting my dog. Oh my goodness, is my favorite. I sing it to my toddlers.
Thank you.
Natalie Brown.
We added the
We do
baby
not have a
sing
song
it now,
called.
sort
We
of.
don't have a song called "Filleting My Dog." Or did we?
But we do have filleting the dead.
Which is the song formerly known as Filleting My Dog, I believe. That song's gone through a few iterations because the
It
Kinsey
sure
sits,
has.
the Kinsey
Natalie,
sits,
That's a good
despite
question. What are your
Naughty
favorite
girl,
songs to play
Natalie.
today?
I think we addressed this in our last Zoom call that we listened to our audience about problematic lyrics and subject matter. And filleting my dog was definitely something that was incredibly
Yes.
problematic. And so we changed it to something else. So filleting the dead is something that people seem to accept.
Because necrophilia is so much better than bestiality.
Well, it's not like they're going to come after us.
Don't
That's
knock it
true.
till you try it.
You can't rape the willing.
Oh, consent is very important, folks.
Yes.
And as tasteless as we try to be, we do like to update and choose our songs with consideration and not just offend for the sake of offending. Otherwise, we'd be Donald Trump. So we do have. Thank you, Ron Knight. That's a very funny question. How do you play half a CD? Well, I don't know. Trixie's about to find out because half of hers keeps disappearing. So once she does that, she'll figure it out.
It
You can
gets lost in the folds of my bottom.
What's his name?
Oh, speaking of Trixie's bottom, Trixie, it was your birthday yesterday.
That's right. Oh, thank you so much for the birthday presents. Ladies and gentlemen, the best donuts. I have to give a shout out to
Let's
my
do.
girls for sending me these incredible donuts from Thrive here in Los Angeles. They were keto friendly, vegan, Black owned, and organic. Best donuts I've ever had in my life. They weighed like a brick, and I finished the entire dozen in 2 days.
Can we link to them in the comments, Trampolina, on the Facebook thing?
I just said Thrive Donuts in LA. Check them out.
Yeah,
So-
please check them out.
Best
They're fabulous.
donuts. You will not be disappointed. And thank you, everyone, for posting your lovely messages on my Facebook wall, wishing me a happy birthday. I am so grateful that all of you recognize my turning the ripe age of plenty too. And I'm just really excited to reach this age finally.
Ripe is the right word for it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it sure is. And I have donkeys with me.
Donkey.
Goats. I should say goats. They're goats. I don't know. What are you?
What is in your tea, darling?
I know. It's just some.
I thought they were pygmy goats. That one in the back's going, pick me, pick me.
Oh,
It's not.
Vaughn, thanks. Vaughn says, thanks for the voting pitch. You're welcome. We love it when we can participate in our democracy in the right way. Isn't that
Absolutely.
right, Georgians? That's right. Now remember, Georgians, our people vote in January. Their people vote in November.
Or not at all.
Even
I
better.
saw an exciting thing, girls. There's a whole bunch of 18-year-olds who can register to vote since November. So there's actually a whole bunch of new registered voters in Georgia, and they all can vote now, and they can vote in this runoff.
That's
so
wonderful.
it's very, very exciting.
Mm.
Well, girls, let's take some more. Folks, put some more questions in here. Really, we're here to chat with you. We want to know what's going on. We want to know what you want to know what's going on. And if the questions dry up, well, I can go fry some tofu and call it a night, and have some fun, if you know what I mean.
We got some love from Las Vegas.
We do, yes.
And we
Las
got some love
Vegas.
wanting us back. Joel says, can't wait for y'all to be back in Ogunquit and P-Town.
Oh, us
Yay.
too. Us too. Frankly, I would go anywhere right now as long as somebody was paying. So we really can't wait either, folks. And we thank you for your patience and your support. It's just, we look forward and hope that you'll all be there in spades once we return to the stage. We want sellout shows. I mean, it'd be great because
That'll
we're
be
racking up bills left and right.
It'll be a new.
And yeah. Speaking of bills, we I think, how about we take, is it time for our sponsor break? We have a sponsor for this event tonight. What do you say?
Yeah, we can do a sponsor break, and in the meantime, I can check out questions as people are.
Awesome. That's a great plan. Folks, we have a sponsor. We're excited. We've got an ad to show you, so buckle up. It's a fun one. And a word from our sponsor. Hi, friends. Do you want more money? Sure, we all do. But the Senate would rather ram through a right-wing Supreme Court justice and pretend the election was a fraud before even considering the dire economic needs of the country during the pandemic.
And what does that leave an out-of-work Dragapella Beautyshop Quartet to do?
Make an album! That's right, folks. The Kinsey Six are proud to announce our latest album, Quarantunes, now available on CD.
We've compiled all your quarantined classics, I mean Quarantunes, into one glorious album with hits like Social Distance, Don't You Touch It, Touch It, Touch Me, and the runaway pandemic hit, The Sound of Sirens.
Girls, what about Let It Go, Scalia, and Tomorrow?
That's right. They're included too. That's 6 Quarantunes to defile and delight.
Wait, there's more. We're throwing in 6 additional new Quarantunes.
Wow, that's already 12 tracks. How much can all this cost? $200? $1,000? $1,200?
Nope. That's 12 tracks for $15, or 5 easy payments of $3. Paid all at once! And that's not all! With time on our hands, no shows to perform, and unemployment quickly running out, why not do more work for no pay?
So we're also including 4 of our most popular new songs. At no extra charge, goddammit.
That's right, Fox. We pulled out all the stops to bring all of these Quarantunes to you. That's 16 songs from America's favorite Dragapella Beautyshop Quartet for $15 whole. But wait, there's more! Order now and we'll include a free CD jacket.
Ooh. No operators are standing by because we can't afford it after spending all our stimulus money on Trixie's Botox treatments, Winnie's vintage feline knitwear collection, Angel's marijuana medication, and all the hardware for my OnlyFans multicam live stream.
Thank you! And finally, we'd like to offer you our final and most important reminder.
No refunds! Wow! Hang on.
I am exhausted just watching that.
I'm ordering now. Hang on.
My
Okay,
God.
Sandy, you ordered that now. This is the real McCoy, folks. $15, and the Quarantunes can be all yours. That's less than $1 a track.
Oh.
Bargain.
It is a bargain.
Love a bargain during the holidays.
Yes.
For your friends, but especially for your enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Please won't someone buy it from Mr. Donald Trump and send it to him? We'd so
Yes.
overjoyed.
Please do. And you know, that's very exciting. You can go buy up all of our Quarantunes merch. It's beautiful stuff. We're very excited to have it. And take advantage of our mega media sale that we have. So throw in a DVD, an old CD, maybe an original CD, Dragapella, some great tracks on that. And we'll send them right to you. Now, we have some very exciting news as well. We have Quarantunes that's currently on CD. Holiday, and so we've recorded a few of our favorite little nuggets that we do in Oy Vand and Major just for you. And so release a 3-track EP, that's code for a mini album, called Roasted Chestnuts. Nuts. It's very exciting. We have 3 songs on it, including the culinary classic Soylent Night and our fun little naughty romp, Lusty the Snowman, and a brand new song, which I have to hand it to Trixie. I know I really step in it when I start to compliment people, but Trixie, you really outdid yourself on this one. A gorgeous,
Oh.
gorgeous arrangement called "We'll Be Home for Christmas." And I got to tell you, folks, I've never heard the Kinsey Six quite like this song. It's some new territory, and I'm thrilled about it. So you can get that at kinsey6.com/roasted chestnuts. We'll post that in the
I'll drop
comments.
that link right now for them.
Great. So it's in the comments. You can go buy that now. We're announcing it to the public tomorrow, but you out there in the dark, you can go get yours ordered now. It's only $3 for those 3 gorgeous tracks. You can download them or you can get them one by one if you don't want to get the whole caboodle. Yeah, you can throw in some other merch in there. Buy Oy Vane and Manger. It's on sale. You can get a magnet. You can buy Quarantunes in case you didn't know we had that. And yeah,
Thanks
so
so
get
much,
that.
Winnie,
Check it out.
for that kind compliment about my arrangement for our new holiday song, We'll Be Home for Christmas. I have to say, everyone out there thought we only have a limited time during this holiday season to absorb holiday music. I know there's so little out there. And no one ever plays anything online or wherever you are. So I wanted to make sure that you are further inundated with holiday fare with this one song stuffed into just 1.5 minutes of music. You have 6 different Christmas songs. You'll have to catch them. But yes, I stuffed them into it. We have the main melody, I'll Be Home for Christmas, and then I leave it to you to discover what the other songs are.
They're like Easter eggs, but for
Mhm.
Christmas.
Fun little melodic Easter eggs for you to listen to. And
You
have fun.
managed to combine the birth and death of Jesus into one song. How about that, Trixie? It's a miracle, folks. It is a miracle. So check out the new EP. We're thrilled about it. You can download it. It'll also be available on the streaming sites very soon. They did all the approvals today. I'm thrilled about that too.
But it will only be for download. It won't be for,
Yeah.
we will not be doing a physical one of this because it doesn't make sense financially to produce a 3-track album.
Yeah, it's expensive, folks. It's
For
ridiculous.
both of you out there downloading it now.
Yeah, thank you.
We
So
should
in the
keep
meantime,
Catalina herself.
we got some more questions. Lisa Marie asks,
Yes.
what do we miss about touring? I do miss the travel. People do talk about travel and how much they hate airports and airplanes and chatty people who they meet and blah, blah, blah. I actually love it. I love staying in hotels and meeting new people everywhere we go. I do miss that. I miss seeing the girls a lot and being able to do this stuff live and play off each other. Because let's be honest, this doesn't quite cut it, does it, folks?
Winnie, we're doing what we can.
We are doing the best we can, damn it, as is everybody.
This is very different from a live experience, and I have to say, I agree with you. What I miss most about touring is the ability to connect with audiences live in person with our material, because that is actually the best way to experience the Kinsey Six, and the best way to experience, from our perspective, what it's like to give our art to you. And I just love people's surprise when they hear our naughty songs, just skewering the holidays especially. And so it is quite the shame, but an understandable thing that we cannot tour. We have to stay safe as much as we can while we can. And if we are able to prevent deaths by staying home, then we should absolutely do that. It hurts the performing arts community to not be able to have audiences live in theaters, but if that's what it takes to save lives, that is what we must do. And when the world opens up again, that first glorious opening night for every theater across the country, every audience, every performer on stage, when you feel the electricity in the air, it'll be like nothing that you've ever felt before. And the release of joy, won't that be magical? I look forward to that night. I look forward to that experience. And I hope you do too.
And when that moment comes, we'll actually be killing the audiences responsibly.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Oh, so there's another question here from Shane. What do you ladies think of Miss Lady G and her ladybugs?
Now, I think this is a reference to a certain senator from North Carolina, um, who may or may not hire male escorts and simultaneously be very anti-gay. And
Oh, that
they're
Lady G.
that Lady G, the one we reference in
Talking about
Mad
Miss
Attorney General.
Lindsey Graham.
Yes, Lindsey Graham. Let's just call a spade a spade. It's
The
Lindsey.
infamous
Oh, okay. I was
This is
confused.
why I can't read the questions, because I saw Lady G and I thought the question was about Lady Gaga.
I saw
No.
ladybugs and I was confused about the insect.
Apparently, she has a king for ladybugs. I don't know. Yeah, it's a scandal. I think it's atrocious. And like most people who turn out to who are very anti-LGBTQ in their legislative records, surprise they turn out to be queer themselves. How about that?
I think if there's someone out there with juicy information on Miss Lady G, save the country, girl.
Spill it.
That info. Why are you being tight-lipped about it? Is the money really worth it? Or do you
Yeah.
want to save the United States?
Tell you what,
Save
we
our
wrote a song
democracy.
about Stormy Daniels. We'll write a song about you if you come out about Lady G and the Ladybugs.
You'll be a hero.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know much about it, but thank you, Shane, for asking that question.
Yes.
Barbara asked the question: the favorite moments of Oy Vey in a Manger. Now, for those of you out there who maybe haven't seen Oy Vey in a Manger, I don't know how, but it's a hysterical show. I had to say my favorite moment is probably when we finish. Is probably watching the audience as we do the song "Soil at Night." It's a delicious experience, and it's a beautiful song as well. Which is why we chose it for our EP, Roasted Chestnuts. It's gorgeous, and Trampolina does a hysterical, rambling monologue that sets it up beautifully. Believe it or not, and Ben Schatz's lyrics for that song are so funny, and so perfect. The temperature is just right. It's just tender enough, and I'm vegetarian. That it really hits the spots, and watching the audience sort of realize what's happening and then sort of simmer in that, it's chef's kiss.
Wonderful.
Chef's
Yes.
kiss.
I have a favorite memory of Oy Vey in a Manger that I'd love to share. And this occurred before you were in the group, Angel. And it was
Most
many
things
years
did.
ago at the New Conservatory Theater in San Francisco. And there is a wonderful scene that we do now regularly that you participate in, Angel, at the beginning of Act 2, where you remove your merkin and throw it on the ground violently. So, ladies and gentlemen, in the show, what happens is I become terribly well, we all become terribly sad that no one is coming to our holiday party, and we sort of give up, and we have different ways of expressing that giving up. Winnie, she removes the fall from her hair, tears it away, and tosses it onto the ground. And Angel, in response, tears away her merkin from her body and throws it on the ground. And we're just left seeing this red massive hair from Winnie and this black nasty massive hair from Angel. And the audience is horrified by it.
A cast even.
The cast is even horrified by it. But my memory of it is the first time it actually happened when Rachel engineered this incredible experience where she said she wanted to surprise Winnie and make that moment happen, because originally only Winnie tore her hair out and threw it on the ground, and that was it. We moved on. So the moment that
This would be the original Winnie, folks, not me, because
so the original Winnie did not know, and Rachel and I conspired backstage to make sure that at least one of us knew, so that we're not all panicking when that happened. So when it happened, when she finally tore that hair out and put it down and expected me to move on with the scene, instead, Rachel stood up and took that nasty black wig from her undergarments, threw it on the ground, and original Winnie just was shaking in hysterics because it was such a shocking moment. I mean, already it's a very surprising thing to do, but to also have the visual of that nasty mat of hair sitting on the ground as if it was torn from Rachel's vagine. It was just a sight to behold. The audience was laughing at the torn hair and laughing at original Winnie just crying from laughing, trying to hold it in, shaking. Oh, she was trying to hold it in. It was one of those Carol Burnett moments. Just, I will always have that cherished memory in my mind.
Now, did you kick said Merkin into the audience at the time, or is that a thing that came later on, Trix?
I sure kicked that thing into the audience. Added value. I mean, if the audience is gonna hate it, we have to give it to them. Touch this thing. It's disgusting. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, there's been a few times where you've drop kicked that thing right into someone, a poor unsuspecting audience
I've
member.
learned to actually do a really high kick to make sure that the merkin doesn't land on someone's face, because once upon a time, it did.
Or cocktail glass.
Or
Yeah.
candle.
Oh,
Be lit on fire. Mm-hmm.
that's not good.
That's not
Boy,
good.
those are the days, weren't they, folks? When like being in public, the worst thing you had is like a merkin flying in your face. Now you might get a virus. It's really funny how things change.
You could still get that from Trixie. You could have gotten that before the pandemic.
That's true, but
Yeah.
not the coronavirus. Very different.
Be specific about your viruses, Winnie.
Herpes is.
If I can eat M&Ms off the floor,
Oh,
yeah,
that's my
yes.
that's my
you
most.
are
that's-
a trooper.
I'm
What you
a
do
method
is
actress, so I have to. I can't just like mouth them or pawn them. I have to eat them, and I think it was our first time doing it in Oregon, and I definitely there was something I ate that was not an M&M. I still don't know what it was, but at the
bless your
time,
heart.
you got to do what you got to do.
That's okay. Now Angel is referring to our to Angel's debut in Oy Vey in a Manger at the Oregon Contemporary Theater in Eugene, Oregon. Hope they are doing well during this pandemic. A lot of theaters are it's rough, but hope they're doing well out there. But they keep that stage clean, so it was probably a raisin.
I'm not implying that it was anything of the theater's fault, but because I was
It
just
might have
thinking
been
of
something
anything.
clean.
They were lovely people.
They are lovely.
Oh, look, there's this question from Mr. Donberger. Trixie, do you miss my riotous laughter from the audience? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, in San Francisco, we have this wonderful fan, Mr. Don Berger, who has
Driver to
most
the stars, Don
distinct
Berger.
laugh of all time that I've ever heard in our shows. And I do miss it. You're a wonderful presence. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
It makes me laugh.
It does.
Yes, whenever you laugh and no one else is laughing, because sometimes that happens, you are just it just lights my fire.
Oh goodness. So there's a real fun question here that I've been chewing on with the goats. And this is from David. How have you no, that's not it. It's from Joel. I'm sorry. How do you go about picking who do you pick in the audience to participate in a song? Now, Kinsey's 6 shows are very interactive before immersion theater was a thing. And we frequently go into the audience and interact with people, maybe bring them on stage and sometimes sit on them. We have no idea what that's going to be like after the pandemic, folks. But I will say there's a method to our madness. Usually Winnie, when she goes into the audience, she picks a hot lady, a nice snack to bring up on stage to seduce. And my tastes have evolved. When I first joined the group, for some reason, I gravitated towards probably the most feeble geriatric woman in the entire audience, and it never ended well. And not to be ageist, but I've now gravitated towards pretty young things. And that's, somebody who's going to play nice, not upstage us, and bring them on stage. So, yeah. That's my thing for picking people.
We have another question here from David. How have you handled rehearsing and recording during quarantine? Well, David, you've listened to our music. We don't rehearse. We just put it all out there, and this nasty sound that you're hearing is just us doing it for the very first time.
Yeah.
No kidding. We actually do a lot of our own homework, and I send out the music to everyone with some rehearsal tracks to pay attention to. So everyone is responsible for their own music. And I give some notes to make sure that everyone is following the same shape and ideas for the songs. And we record using some these wonderful microphones that you keep just oh so far away.
Well, that sounds like that ASMR stuff or that S&M stuff. What do they call it? S&M?
So we do use these mics to record with, and we were able to, in the beginning of the pandemic, come up quickly with the materials that we needed to rehearse and record our music and our videos. So that included this hardware, our green screens and blue screens, some new software for all of us, including Logic, which is a magical audio editing software for the Mac. I think they can use it for Windows as well. And just our ingenuity when it comes to making art for you all to absorb during quarantine. And Trampolina has been wonderful learning on the fly, editing and art directing for our music videos. So all of the various beautiful things that you're seeing, this girl right here is responsible for most of that.
I've gotten more smarter during the pandemic.
More smarter, yes. Yes.
Well
You sure
said.
have, Trampy.
It's amazing to look at Social Distance, which was our first video, and now what we're presenting tonight, and the art that we have all made in terms of learning process of getting through this. But it's and now looking at that Time Life commercial with all of the things we've done since this started. Bravo to you, ladies. Bravo, bravo, bravo.
Ladder.
You know, we
Well,
actually had somebody just ask, can we get a live song, ladies?
Well, who asked that?
Amanda Lynn Holmes.
Oh, Amanda.
Can we do a dead song?
Oh, Amanda's so sweet. I actually met Amanda's a friend of mine from some campaigning days from about 12 years ago in California. And bless your heart, no, singing in 4-part harmony across a Zoom call is impossible. But we got the next best thing. We've got recorded stuff. So I say, girls, let's move on to the next little
Winnie,
fun thing.
I think people are curious about that because they see people singing in harmony. You know, Hairspray came out with something where it looked like everyone was in a Zoom call. Les Miserables. There's all these acappella groups that are doing
I know.
supposedly live Zoom calls.
It's all fake, folks. It's a sham. It's as fake as Donald Trump thinks the election is. But it actually is fake.
There is a trick that people use that makes it seem live when actually what we have to do to make that seem presentable is combine footage from different places using audio that is pre-recorded and then video that is recorded on top of that audio. And then you seamlessly add that together and interact with each other and give the illusion of liveness. So anytime you ever see anyone out there doing or saying that they're doing this live,
It's simulated.
It's simulated.
Yeah,
which salt.
We could try. I mean, we could fake something, but we have integrity. We're not going to fake it. But, you know, we are very excited. We do have a brand new music video for you. It is a glorious video from our new EP, Roasted Chestnuts. It's a gorgeous track that we talked about earlier called We'll Be Home for Christmas. And I think you'll love it. It's not been seen to the public yet, and we're going to release it tomorrow. Huh?
Are we showing it now?
Yeah, you ready, Trampy?
Yeah, I was responding to some things on the comments.
All right,
I need to go back.
Are you on Grindr, Trampy?
Do I need to go back and respond to people later because it's been a delight.
Trampy, are you all right? Do you need help?
No, I'm great. I've got it set.
Do we need to kill for time?
No, I got it. It's right
ramble
here.
a few
Here
more
we
minutes.
go.
Oh.
I'll stay home for Christmas, nowhere else to be. Can't have shows, and when, who knows, I'll see the other three.
must we still sing to you. We don't love live streams, so we'll be home this Christmas. 'Cause touring's in our touring's in our dreams. Oh, oh goodness, that was so lovely, girls. You know, that song will be such a hit at this year's virtual family holiday gathering. Trixie, is it just me?
Usually.
Well, well, can you believe it? It's only been 2,020 years since we moved into that manger we all got at that foreclosure sale. Oh, Angel, dear, what was the name of that family who lived there?
It's been a long time, Winnie. I don't know. Christ.
Oh, that's right, the Christ family. Thank you, Angel.
Well, girls, it's been a good couple of thousand years. I remember us moving into that manger like it was just a millennium ago.
That's right, Trampolina. The neighborhood was just being gentrified. The Nubians were moving out. The Sodomites were moving in. They just built the new Harrods department store.
And Herod hated that store next door. The one with that really annoying jingle.
Jesus Christ, Superstore.
Can you believe that schmuck went on to write for Broadway?
I can't believe the crap that passes for theater these days.
Well, neither can they. Well, folks, we've had a lot of fun tonight. We want to thank all of you for being here tonight and everyone who has purchased the QUARANTUNES album. We thank you very much for supporting us in this very trying time. Also, be sure to go and check out our new EP, Roasted Chestnuts, available now at kinsey6.com. And tell all your friends and take advantage of our merch sale because we want to get rid of that crap. You've been lovely. Girls, if you want to say any goodbyes, now's the time.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Happy Hanukkah, darlings, and happy
Kwanzaa.
festival.
And to all a good night.